Think back to those cassette tapes you practically wore out in your car, blasting Overkill or Bomber on endless road trips. The windows down, the speakers rattling, the world flying past as Motörhead roared through the night. Phil Campbell's guitar wasn't just music, it was emotion. Aggressive yet melodic, chaotic yet precise. He brought a fierce Welsh fire to Motörhead's sound, helping craft legendary albums like Orgasmatron in 1986 and 1916 in 1991, which even earned the band a Grammy nomination. For many of us over 45, those songs were more than tracks on a record. They were the soundtrack to rebellion, sneaking out to concerts, headbanging with friends who felt like family, feeling unstoppable for just a few hours under flashing stage lights. Phil wasn't just playing guitar. He was channeling the spirit of an era when rock was raw, loud, and real, long before auto-tune, algorithms, and polished pop dominated the charts. But what exactly made Phil Campbell stand out in a world full of guitar heroes? Unlike many players chasing flashy solos and spotlight moments, Phil was all about the band. His style fit perfectly with Motörhead's thunderous engine. Alongside the legendary Lemmy Kilmister and powerhouse drummer Mickey D, Phil helped build that unmistakable wall of sound that shook arenas around the world. If you ever experienced Motörhead live, you know exactly what that meant. Think back to those explosive shows at venues like Hammersmith Odeon, or the unforgettable roar of Wembley Arena in the mid-80s. The crowds surging, the amplifiers screaming, Phil's Les Paul guitar cutting through the air during songs like Killed by Death. Those weren't just concerts, they were pure adrenaline. And offstage, Phil wasn't the distant rock star you might expect. Fans often described him as the most approachable member of the band, someone who would happily chat, share stories, or laugh over a pint after a show. In interviews, he often joked about the chaos of those touring years. "We weren't rock stars," he once laughed. "We were survivors." That humility made him even more beloved. Because for many fans, Phil felt like one of us, a guy who loved loud music, long nights, and living life at full volume. But today, the rock world is facing heartbreaking news. Reports emerging early this morning confirm that Phil Campbell has passed away at the age of 64, following complications from a major operation. Major outlets, including TMZ and Billboard, began reporting the news around 2 o'clock Eastern Time. Details are still limited, but sources say the surgery was complex and connected to health issues that had quietly affected him in recent years. Like many rock legends before him, Phil kept much of that struggle private. Rock and roll can be brutal on the body. Decades of relentless touring, late nights, endless travel. It's a lifestyle that gives fans unforgettable memories, but it often demands a heavy price. For many of us, this loss feels deeply personal. Phil Campbell wasn't just another musician in a long list of stars. He was part of our memories. Maybe you remember seeing Motörhead open for Ozzy Osbourne in the early 80s. Maybe you blasted Ace of Spades or Rock Out during a long drive or a tough moment in life. Music like that stays with you forever. And now, with Lemmy gone since 2015 and Phil joining him, it feels like another piece of that rebellious era slipping into history. Across social media, fans are sharing emotional tributes. One fan wrote, "Thank you for the riffs that got me through high school." Another posted, "Motörhead saved my life. Phil's guitar was pure magic." And honestly, if you're feeling that wave of nostalgia right now, you're not alone. These artists helped shape who we became. Even now, decades later, the spirit of those songs still lives inside us. But Phil Campbell's story didn't end when Motörhead closed its final chapter in 2015. He kept the music alive by forming Phil Campbell and the Bastard Sons, touring with his own sons and bringing that classic heavy sound to a new generation. Their 2018 album, The Age of Absurdity, proved something important. Phil still had it. The same gritty tone, the same fearless energy. He even collaborated with metal legends like Rob Halford from Judas Priest and shared stories from his incredible career through interviews and memoir projects. For younger musicians, he became an inspiration. A reminder that rock music doesn't have to be perfect to be powerful. Sometimes the raw edge is exactly what makes it unforgettable. So today, fans across the world are remembering a guitarist who helped define one of the loudest, boldest bands in rock history. A musician whose riffs will echo for generations. As we wrap up, maybe the best tribute is simple. Turn up a Motörhead track. Let those guitars roar again. Raise a glass. Remember the concerts, the friends, the wild nights, and the feeling that music could make the world shake. Phil Campbell may be gone, but those riffs, they will never die. If this story brought back memories for you, share them in the comments. What was your first Motörhead song? Or the first concert that changed your life? And if you enjoy remembering the legends who shaped our lives, make sure you follow Explained Daily for more stories like this. Until next time, stay loud and rock on.